How would you feel if I told you that the next time you step into an airport, you might unknowingly break a rule that didn't even exist last year, and it could cost you your flight, your money, or even your entire trip? Yeah, sounds crazy, right? But stick with me, because today I'm revealing 7 brand new airport rules in 2026 that are already catching travelers off guard. And trust me, number 5 is the one nobody sees coming. And real quick before we dive in, I'm going to share a powerful travel tip at the end that could save you hundreds of dollars and hours of stress. So don't miss it. Now let's get into it, starting with something that looks harmless but is actually changing how people travel forever. Rule number 1, your face is now your boarding pass. Yeah, you heard that right. Airports are rapidly rolling out biometric scanning, meaning your face replaces your passport and boarding pass in many places. Sounds futuristic and smooth, right? But here's the catch: the system glitches. If your face doesn't match perfectly, or if you opt out at the wrong moment, you could be pulled aside for extra screening that delays you for hours. Imagine watching your plane board while you're stuck explaining your identity to security. Not fun. And here's the kicker: most people don't even realize they've agreed to this system when they book their ticket. So always check your airline's biometric policy before you travel. Now, rule number 2 is even sneakier: carry-on. Weight limits are getting stricter than ever, and airlines are no longer being lenient. That oversized, just slightly heavy bag you've gotten away with for years. Yeah, that trick is dying in 2026. Airports are now using powered scanners at boarding gates that automatically flag overweight bags, meaning no more sweet-talking your way through. And guess what happens next? You pay instantly, sometimes double the normal baggage fee, right there at the gate. And people are getting hit with $100 plus surprise charges, just for a few extra pounds. Now imagine starting your vacation already stressed and annoyed. Not the vibe you want, right? So always weigh your carry-on before leaving home. Now let's talk about rule number 3. And this one feels straight out of a movie. Randomized security checks are now truly random. Meaning, even if you're a frequent flyer, TSA pre-check member, or someone who never gets stopped, that pattern is gone. AI systems now select passengers unpredictably, and yes, even seniors and families are being pulled for full checks. Shoes off, bags emptied, the whole thing. And here's where it gets frustrating. This can happen right when you're running late. So if you think arriving 1 hour early is enough, in 2026, it's not. You need buffer time. Serious buffer time. Now, rule number 4 is where things get a little uncomfortable. Airports are tightening restrictions on portable chargers and batteries, and if your power bank doesn't clearly show its capacity or looks damaged, it can be confiscated on the spot. No warning, no refund. And travelers are losing expensive devices because of this. Imagine landing in a new country with a dead phone, no charger, and no way to access your hotel booking. Yeah, nightmare scenario. So always carry certified power banks and make sure labels are visible. Now, here's rule number 5, and honestly, this one shocks most people. Airport behavior monitoring is increasing, meaning your attitude and actions are being watched more than ever. If you argue loudly, act aggressively, or even joke about security in the wrong way, you can be flagged by behavioral detection systems. And once flagged, you could face additional screening or even be denied boarding. Yeah, even a harmless joke can ruin your entire trip. And people don't believe this until it happens. So keep it cool, stay calm, and don't test the system. Now, rule number 6 is something travelers overlook all the time. Boarding gate closing times are stricter than ever. Airlines are now closing gates earlier than the printed time, not later, earlier. Meaning, if your boarding pass says 10 a.m., the gate might actually close at 9:45. And guess what? If you're not there, they won't wait. Even if you're running down the terminal waving your ticket, the door is closed. And your seat given to someone else. No refund, no sympathy. Brutal, but real. So always aim to be at your gate at least 30 minutes early, minimum. And finally, rule number 7, the one that's quietly changing. Everything travel documentation checks are becoming digital and stricter, especially for international travel visas, health records, and entry requirements are now being verified before you even reach the airport in some cases. And if anything doesn't match exactly, you might not even be allowed to check in. Imagine planning your dream trip for months, only to be stopped before you even leave your city. That's happening to people right now. So always double check your documents, entry rules, and airline requirements at least 48 hours before your flight. Now, if you've made it this far, here's that powerful travel tip I promised at the beginning. And this is something most travelers never think about, but it can completely change your experience. Always book flights earlier in the day. Yeah, morning flights, because delays, cancellations, and overbooking issues are far less likely compared to evening flights, meaning smoother travel, less stress, and a much higher chance of actually reaching your destination on time. And if something does go wrong, you still have the entire day to fix it. Smart travelers know this. Now let me ask you something: which of these new airport rules shocked you the most? Was it the face scanning, the strict baggage rules, or the behavior monitoring? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who's traveling soon, because trust me, they need to know this before stepping into an airport in 2026. And if you want more insider travel tips that airlines don't openly tell you, hit that subscribe button and join Golden Age Travel Tips. Because the smarter you travel, the smoother your journey becomes. And I'll see you in the next one.